Hello everybody and welcome back to Mr. Marlowe's 6th grade math class. Today we're going to be working on lesson 25, multi-step problems in the real world. Okay. My target for today is I can analyze an equation in two variables, choose an independent variable and a dependent variable, make a table, and make a graph for the equation by plotting the points in the table. For the graph, the independent variable is usually represented by the horizontal axis, or the x-axis, and the dependent variable is usually represented by the vertical axis or the y-axis. Okay, so example number 1 says Zin is buying beverages for a party that come in packs of 8. Let P be the number of packages Zin buys, and T be the total number of packages. Okay, so we want to, in 1A, we want to create an equation that calculates, the total number of beverages when the number of packages is known. So how can we go ahead and do that? We've gotten pretty good so far at figuring out how to create equations. So we want to figure out an equation that calculates the total number of beverages when the number of packages is known. Okay, so if we go back here, we're saying let P be the number of packages Zin buys, and T being the total. Well, if we want to know the total, right, is going to be equal to the number of packages, but there are how many beverages in each package? There are 8. Okay. So now we know the total number of the total number of beverages is the number of packages times 8, right? So question 1b says determine the independent and dependent variables. Okay, well, remember the independent variable is going to be the variable that changes, okay? And the variable that changes is going to be P, right? P is the number of packages that Zin buys. So our independent variable is P because that's going to vary, all right, depending on how many Zin decides to buy. The dependent variable is T, the total, and is dependent on the amount of packages Zin buys. So 1C says make a table using whole number values of P less than 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it in, we're going to use our equation T equals 8 times P to fill out this table. Okay, and it wants to use numbers that are less than 6. Well, how many packages could Zin buy that are less than 6? Well, 0 is less than 6, 1 is less than 6, 2 is less than 6, 3 is less than 6, 4 is less than 6, and so is 5. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these values and we're going to plug them into our equation. So for the first one here, if T is equal to 8 times P, well, I know that P in this case is equal to 0. 8 times 0 is 0. So let's see if this makes sense. If Zin buys 0 packages, what's the total number of beverages he has? 0. That makes sense, right? Let's do the next one. What if Zin buys 1 package? Again, everywhere I see a P, I'm just going to plug in a 1. 8 times 1 is 8. So let's see if that makes sense. We know that there are 8 beverages per package. So if Zin buys 1 package, he has 8 beverages. Okay? Let's go to the next row. Again, everywhere I see a P, I'm just going to plug it into our equation, T equals AP. All right. And 8 times 2 is 16. So if Zin buys 2 packages, he will have 16 beverages because there are 8 beverages per pack. Okay? Let's do the next one. In this case, we're looking to see how many beverages Zin has if he buys 3 packs. Well, 8 times 3 is 24. So if Zin buys 3 packs of beverages, he has 24 altogether for his party. If he buys 4 packs, we'll have 32, because again, all I'm doing is I'm multiplying 4 times 8. And if he has 5 packs, he'll have 40. Okay, so here's something that we haven't done yet. Using the table and or equation, create a graph showing the total number of beverages for the party. Okay, so if we're going to make a graph, first we have to determine what the independent and the dependent variable are, which we've already done. Then we need to draw our y-axis and our x-axis. Okay. Generally, the independent variable is measured along the x-axis, right? So what was our independent variable? Okay, our independent variable was P. And P, as we see from our table, is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the independent variable, and it's represented on the x-axis. Okay. Well, the dependent variable, right? That's going to go on the y-axis. Just going to check my camera real quick to make sure you guys can see this okay. So now all we're going to do is we're going to take the values from our table and plot them on our graph, right? And as an added step, what I'll do is I'll list these as ordered pairs. So our independent variable, P, which is represented on the graph as an X, is 0. And our dependent variable, represented by the T, or on this graph, the Y, is also going to be 0. For the next one here, on the x-axis, if we're writing this as ordered pair, it would be 1. And over here, we would have 8. Pretty simple pattern, right? This one's going to be 2, 16. This is going to be 3, 24. This is going to be 4, 32, and this is going to be 540. Okay, so now we have all our ordered pairs. Okay, and you know what? Just to make this a little bit simpler, maybe this will be a little bit easier. Maybe if I call this the t-axis, and I can call this the p. Okay, so this is going to represent the number of packages, and it's going to represent our total. So if Zin buys 0 packages, he has 0 beverages. So I put a point right here at the point 0, 0. If Zin buys 1 package, he has 8 beverages. The point 1, 8. If he buys 2 packages, he has 16 beverages. If he buys 3 packages, he has 24 beverages. If he buys 4 packages, he has 32 beverages. And if he has 5 packages, he has 40 beverages. Notice all I did, I went for 0, 0. I plotted the point at the coordinate 0, 0. For 1, 8, I went over 1 and then up to the 8. Okay, and I did that for each of our ordered pairs. And then I'm going to, as neatly as possible, draw a line through those points. Okay, now I suggest at home that you try to draw the graphs on your own. For the problem set, it's going to be multiple choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a, most likely have a number of graphs, and you're going to have to choose the correct one. Okay? But all you need to do is you need to recognize which one is the dependent variable, which one is the, which one is the independent variable, which one is the dependent variable, and make sure that they match your information. Okay? So, again, for our debrief and closing, today we worked on lesson 25, which was multi-step problems in the real world. Our target was I can analyze an equation in 2 variables, choose an independent variable and a dependent variable, make a table, make a graph for the equation by plotting the points in the table. For the graph, the independent variable is usually represented by the horizontal axis, and the dependent variable is usually represented by the vertical axis. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Remind via email or during our morning meetings. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you all soon.